award-winning coverage starts now. We are live from our headquarters in Hollywood. Not only are we live, our audience tonight, this is exciting, our studio audience is made up entirely of Herschel Walker's children. That's right. And a good-looking group. Wait till he meets you guys. Daddy's gonna love you. He really will. That Senate race in Georgia is one we're watching closely. We're gonna have a ticker on the screen so we know what's going on, so you don't have to go over to MSNBC or any of that stuff. And not only is there an election tonight, at midnight, we also saw what scientists say will be the last lunar eclipse until 2025, a blood moon. And I don't know much about the ancient Mayans, but I'm pretty sure a blood moon on election night means everything's totally fine, right? That's right, Guillermo? Is that
right, Jimmy? Yes.
Oh wow! Look at that. That looks great. Guillermo is wearing the very latest in election fashion, a suit made out of stickers. And what did the stickers say?
I voted.
I voted. That's right.
Yes.
Guillermo had to vote 900 times today to make that suit. You're going to jail, but you look great.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Yeah, a lot of people posted photos with their I voted stickers. It's kind of interesting. Every state now has a different design. Beto O'Rourke, who's running for governor in Texas, has an I voted sticker with a cactus on it. Former First Lady Melania Trump voted in Palm Beach with her sticker with her husband Donald there. Dr. Oz, you know, is running for a seat in Pennsylvania. He voted in his home state of New Jersey. And President Biden's sticker is actually a pin that says "Win with Tap." That's probably an old suit. And Eric Trump, I don't even know if he voted. I was a brave boy at the dentist, so that's why his teeth look so great. Republicans were expecting a big night, expecting to win control of the House. You know, last time Republicans took control of the House, they were hitting police with flagpoles and pooping in it. Traditionally, the midterm elections go to whichever party doesn't have the White House. It's only gone the other way in the House twice since 1946. But Donald Trump has a different way of looking at it. When it's all said and done, here's how Donald Trump thinks credit should be assigned when it comes to the candidates he endorsed.
Well, I think if they win, I should get all the credit, and if they lose, I should not be blamed at all, okay?
He'd be a great football coach, you know? I think it was Vince Lombardi who said, boys, if we win, I should get all the credit. If we lose, that's on you. I shouldn't be blamed at all. Trump's budding nemesis in 2024, Governor Ron DeSantis, won his race in Florida bigly tonight. And this is great. This is how much Trump cares about his party. Last night, he was asked about DeSantis running against him for president. On the night before an important election, his fellow Republican, Uncle Scam, says, if he did run, I'll tell you things about him that won't be very flattering. I know more about him than anybody other than perhaps his wife, who is really running his campaign. Oh, my God, did Donald Trump have sex with Stormy DeSantis, too? What does he know? You know, Matt Gaetz easily won his seat in Florida. He was reelected. Florida is a state in which being an alleged sex offender makes you an experienced public servant. It's not necessarily frowned on. Matt is going to wait to celebrate until prom night, which is sweet. But there were some interesting... We had some interesting names on the ballot here in L.A. I'm going through my ballot yesterday. One of the judges running for state Supreme Court is Josh Groban. Joshua P. Groban. What a talented guy. He's a judge, too. But the best name of all this election season, I pointed this out last week, is a farmer from Illinois who wholeheartedly endorsed a woman running for State Comptroller there.
I'm Susana Mendoza. I've worked hard to help people and fix our state's finances to get Illinois ready for its growth spurt.
She delivers big.
She's a firecracker.
Okay, now that right there, that's Dick Bigger Jr. Some are calling him the breakout star of 2022, and by some, I mean me. Needless to say, I was eager to meet Mr. Bigger, so we tracked him down. And ladies and gentlemen, sitting in your midst, please say hello to Dick Bigger Jr. I get Welcome. Thank you for coming. Not only I learned this about you today. Not only is your name Dick Bigger, you're from Biggsville, Illinois.
Yep.
You're bursting at the seams with bigness. Now, does Comptroller Susana Mendoza know you're here tonight?
Yes.
And
yes.
this is your fiance, Wendy, here?
Yes.
Yes.
Hi, Wendy.
Hi.
How are you? Thanks for coming. How long have you been together?
30 years.
30. Oh, and you're still. Wow, that's. Wait, you're still engaged. Is the name thing why it's taking so long to tie the knot?
Maybe.
Dick, has anyone like at HIMSS or approached you about doing an erectile dysfunction commercial?
No.
You're a farmer. As a farmer, does daylight saving time mean anything? Does it matter to you at all? We should get rid of that, right?
Get rid of it. I agree with you.
Yeah. You know what? Let me tell you something. You should run for president. I don't know anyone at all who wouldn't vote for President Dick Bigger Jr. I really don't.
Let's do it.
By the way, Dick, I want you to know, I hope I'm not embarrassing, but the young lady sitting to your right is Laura, one of our producers. Laura got locked out of her ABC email account this week because she sent so many messages that said Dick Bigger. The spam filter caught her. Anyway, we're glad you're here, and think about that president thing. I'd love to run the campaign. Thank you. Dick and Wendy are here. You know, Republicans have been doing everything they can to convince their voters that A, the election is a fraud, and B, please vote in it. Even before the polls open, they're priming the pump to claim they're being cheated if things don't go their way. They even encouraged voters to flood the polls at the last minute so Democrats don't have time to rig the machines, which is so nutty. And by the way, if Democrats are capable of rigging the election in Republican states, not just once, but 2 times in a row, if they're smart enough and organized enough to do that, wouldn't you want them to be in charge? I mean, they must be very capable people. And you know, people we need to thank as a nation are these election workers. Thousands of volunteers gave their time to make sure our elections ran smoothly and fairly today, in spite of all the ugliness that they faced. And there are some ugly faces out there walking around in their G.I. Joe costumes and Kevlar vests. This is from Mesa, Arizona. This is a brave ballot box warrior who earned his uniform at a Spirit Halloween store. He's part of Stop the Steal Team 6. And you know what? It's natural to focus on the people running, but there are a lot of important bills and propositions on the ballots today, too. Everything from abortion to recreational marijuana. They don't get as much attention as the candidates, so we decided to create a bit of election fraud of our own. We went out on the street, we asked pedestrians how they voted on a bunch of issues we made up. They're completely made up, but, well, let's see what they say about them in tonight's midterm exit poll edition of Live Witness News.
Of course, everyone on the left and the right is voting in support of Prop 134, the common sense prop. Do me a favor, look right in there and say, I support Prop 134.
I support Prop 134.
Prop, of course, to legalize human trafficking. Why do you support that?
Why do I support human trafficking? Is that what you just asked? Man, well, I don't support it.
You said you did.
Oh, man, well, I support Prop 134.
Californians agree. Yes on 134. Yes on human trafficking.
How did you vote on the Air Bud bill, the one that would finally make it illegal for a dog to play in a basketball game?
I voted no on that.
Why is that?
I think it's free country. The dog could do anything. I like that.
Just have to make sure that you're a person, not a robot. If you could just... You needed this and that. Sorry. You can come back in 15 minutes and try it again. Do me a favor, you can look right in there and say no on Prop 3.
I could. I'm not just going to randomly endorse a prop that I don't,
Can you do me a favor, just look in there and say yes on Prop 3?
Nope. Can't do that. That's not what I'm looking for. This isn't that interesting.
What are you looking for?
No, I don't know. I didn't know what you guys were going to be doing.
We're doing a pro and no on Prop 3.
Okay. No comment.
Could you just look in there and say no comment on Prop 3?
Why? Why are you so intent on me looking in there and saying something about a proposition? I'm not going to do that.
Okay, could you say I'm not interested in Prop 3?
No, I can't. Are we done, or do you have another question other than
Yes.
the Prop 3 thing?
How about,
okay.
are we done with Prop 3? the Late Night Comedy Accountability Act. It makes sure that late night shows don't trick or prank any unsuspecting Californians.
Yeah, I would definitely vote for that. As we've seen in recent news, I think you need to be very careful with the specific pranks or specific words you use to people who do not want to be targeted as for such media.
Because you never know who you're talking to.
Exactly.
Only every voter was that informed. I have to say, you know, when you look at all the things that are happening in this country right now, it's hard to be optimistic. But tonight we're going to try, and we're going to do it with help from the Silver Lining Singers. Hello, singers. Are you ready for this? All right, some bad news. The price of turkey is up 32%, which means a 20-pound bird is going to cost around $65 this Thanksgiving.
Well, everybody loves soup.
Minestrone, French onion, chicken noodle too, clam chowder, tortilla, or even a stew. Tomato, biscuit, vegetables, let's be with ham. Just pick up a spoon and eat it straight from the can. Ooh.
That means no washing dishes, bitches.
Okay. All right. How about this? 7-time Super Bowl champion Tom Brady and his supermodel wife Giselle, after 13 years of marriage, have filed for divorce.
After 13 years, divorce is crazy. But now we have a chance to date Tom Brady. Those clear blue eyes, full cherry, Giselle will go and hook up with Pete Davidson.
Women's reproductive rights are under attack. 13 states have banned abortion, with a dozen more on the horizon.
More unwanted children, the Supreme Court is to blame. We hope they always have a screaming baby on their plane.
You know what? While we're on that subject, despite pretending to be a pro-life candidate who, it turns out, has a number of children he didn't raise and plenty of evidence that he paid for 2 abortions, Herschel Walker still has a very good chance to be the new U.S. Senator from Georgia.
Well, if you want to have a kid with a guy that's really dumb, well, just say hello to Herschel. He'll impregnate anyone.
You get a baby, you get a baby, you get a baby, you get a baby. We all get a Herschel baby.
Hey, you know what? Speaking of babies, Kanye West continues his attack on the Jewish people. It's going to be hard to find a silver lining in that.
I mean,
Kanye shouting lies about Jews.
Yeah?
At least nobody's buying his ugly ass shoes. Ugly ass shoes. Ugly ass shoes. No one buying his ugly ass shoes.
Thank you, the Silver Lining Singers, everybody.